My name is Tiana, and here we are in the teacher practice area of Moodle for Teachers EVO21 session. So here we are going to see how we can edit the content of the course, and for that we go to these three dots, click on them, we click on Turn Editing On, and after that we see here add an activity and or resource. So we go here and see what's there for us. So we have all the options here, activities and resources, if we have all, but we can also choose just activities or just resources. Resources are fewer. Let's go to activities. When we create a course, which we learn to do here in this Moodle session, we need a lot of possibilities, a lot of content to complete. So here we are. We can choose assignments, chats, choice, a lot of things. So when I tried out some of these, actually I realized that there are a lot of features that we have to complete when doing. I chose quiz. For example, we can write a title. What do we have to know about Moodle? And description. So, for example, I can write, the quiz will help participants revise important things about this platform. So this is just to show how this can go. Then I can perhaps add a little more detail, but this is just for the sake of demonstrating the features. So as we can see here, we have several options. Timing, so we can decide when the quiz will be open, when it will be closed, whether we will allow participants to use it for a longer period of time. Time limit, how long it will be, if we want, how long the participants can do the quiz, and when the time expires. So we have the option, open attempts are submitted automatically, or there are two more options. Anyway, so this is just to see what are the possibilities. Grade, we can choose uncategorized. Actually, there is just one, or there is no option. Grade to pass. If we want, we can set the limit, what is the necessary level that the participant needs to achieve in order to be considered successful and in order to go on. We can limit the number of attempts for a quiz to be done, or we can leave it unlimited. And we can decide on the grade for the first, last attempt. Then we can organize a question, whether we want to have all the questions on one page, or how many questions will be on each page. Then question behavior. It may seem a little bit confusing, but the thing is whether we want the possible options for each answer to be shuffled in between the attempts. So we can say that if the questions are presented in the same order and the options offered for each question, optional answers that, the possible answers that are offered, if they're not shuffled, but potentially a participant who is not quite sure about his or her knowledge may simply rely on the memory. In this way, if the questions are shuffled, then we can enable better revision. Then we can see the type of feedback, then review options, whether they would appear right after the attempt or later while it still is open, whether we can choose whether perhaps to allow options to be reviewed after quiz is closed. Then appearance. This definitely needs more exploration, whether the grades would have decimals or not. We can also put restrictions, so then overall feedback, how available it is, whether it can be seen on the course page, restrict access, so whether we want to restrict. For example, if a candidate hasn't done all the required steps in one level of the course, whether or before the quiz can do the quiz, or whether the success in the quiz will prevent the candidate to go on, and whether we would like to show activity completion. So we can allow students to manually mark the activity as completed, or simply leave it unindicated, or perhaps show activity as complete when conditions are met. And we also can define the date when it will be, when this section activity has to be completed. The important thing is always to click on save, and we have two options: save and return to the course, or save and display. Or if we for any reason do not want to save our want to change, we can click on cancel. So this is one of the options. If we want to add some other features, we basically go back to the beginning, so we don't need to click editing on anymore, but we have to go again through activities and resources, and then we can choose something else. If we go to resources, we can for example use this label, and we get here. So we have this rich text editor with its features. We can choose for the to write. The group name is called Ivona. So we can make it like heading. We can make it bold or italics. We can change the size of the letter, make it like this. We can change the color, and we can insert or edit the image, insert files, make audio recording or video recording, and It's also important to, as we can see here, we have settings, so whether it will be shown on the page or hidden from the students, whether we restrict access to this area, and whether we would like to define time for completion. And again, we have to save these options. In this case, okay, so here we are. Here we are. And that's it.